This is John's story for Quest Jobs. John is a work permit holder who lives and works in BC or in British Columbia. He is a general worker in the labor force in the construction industry, and he has been a subscriber of QuestJobs.online for about 3 months now. Now, the good thing about John is that, one, he is in the construction industry, which is an in-demand job all across Canada. And number two is that he has received 2 different interview requests from 2 different companies from 2 different provinces in Canada and 2 different nominee programs or PR programs in Canada. And both of this he was able to find through QuestJobs.online. Now, the first job that he had the chance to have an interview with or interview request was a company that is designated under the Atlantic Immigration Program. This company is in the transportation department or industry. The problem that John had with this company is that the company was looking for someone who was already in New Brunswick. Now, the mistake that unfortunately John had done is that he did not really confirm that he is willing to move to New Brunswick as soon as there is an opportunity for him or as soon as he receives the job offer for him, and therefore the company did not move forward with his employment. And he actually sent us an email about this situation, and I read it myself. And when he sent us this email, it was already late. We were not able to give him any recommendation or any feedback to perform better in the interview, and therefore it was already done. Now, the second company where he had a chance to have an interview was with a company in Alberta, and this company is a designated company under the Rural Renewal Stream. The Rural Renewal Stream is a PR nomination program by the government of Alberta, wherein there are designated locations or communities wherein if a company is located in one of those designated communities, then that company can be eligible to sponsor an applicant for PR under the Rural Renewal Stream. The company in Alberta is a dealership company for construction and agriculture equipments. Now, the thing is, John already had the communications or the proposed interview with him, between him and the company, and after that, only did he email us. But anyway, let me walk you through on what actually happened. So they were having, or the hiring manager had a communication with John, and apparently the hiring manager said, or John said that he needed a LAMIA, etc., etc., in order for him to work. And of course, the company said that no, we do not do LAMIA. And after that whole discussion, John emails us again the second time saying, how come you put this in your portal? They do not have LAMIA, etc., etc. And at that point, I think John was a little bit confused on what really the portal was all about. And when I read that email of his, it was forwarded to me by my colleague. I said, I think I have to do something now already, because this is the second time that he is unlucky or forgoes a potential PR nomination. And I told John, you know what? Let's have a discussion. Let's have a video call. And we did have a video call, and let's discuss the best way forward for you. We had a call, and I told John, why were you asking LAMIA from a company that is designated under RRS? And John was not totally sure on what to answer. The truth is, I told him that you do not need LAMIA because this company is eligible to sponsor you under the Rural Renewal Stream. LAMIA is a tedious process. LAMIA will take you nowhere. Very few, far and few in between companies sponsor LAMIA these days. And upon saying that, John had the clarity on what exactly is the goal of the portal, wherein the portal does not have any company that says LAMIA in it. Every single company in the portal says the potential pathway, either Rural Renewal Stream or New Brunswick Critical Worker Stream, etc., etc. If a company is eligible to sponsor an applicant under a certain PR pathway, then LAMIA is not necessarily needed, unless, of course, the company says that they do not want to sponsor the applicant. Guys, I just want to be clear that decision on employment, the decision on sponsorship, every single decision is by the company, and we do not have any influence on that. But anyhow, upon my discussions with John, he had the clarity and therefore I told him, you know what? Email the company back and tell them that you do not need Lamia, but you need the sponsorship under the RRS because you know that they are eligible to sponsor you under RRS. And John, being a good person, of course, did exactly what I told him to do. The company then came back to him and says, yes, we are eligible to sponsor under RRS, but we only sponsor the equipment technician position. And unfortunate for John, he is a general laborer and therefore he was not eligible under the specific eligibility of that company. And so John sent me this email, forwarded me the email of the hiring manager saying exactly this. And I told John, you know what, on your next interview, tell me first. Let's schedule something. Let's prep you for the interview so that you maximize the probability of being employed. And you know what, guys? Just 2 days ago, he received another email from another company asking him to have an interview. Now, the location of the actual position was actually in Ontario. And the first question that I asked John is, are you willing to move to Ontario? And of course, he says, yes, absolutely. And I told him, okay, John, let's have a discussion first before you go to the interview so as we avoid any, wrong answers or answers that would jeopardize the position. John and I had a call and I told him that in the position being in Ontario, it will certainly be a concern to them, but you have to tell them and be very firm that you can and you will move to Ontario within 7 days after receiving the job offer. And of course, I told John as well that he will have to initiate the idea that he will bear all the cost of moving to Ontario. At this point, I didn't want the company to have any detriment, any block to deciding to employ John. Every single possibility that would stop the company from employing John, we talked about it. We had to find a solution so that the company do not think that there will be extra expense, there will be extra waiting time. If the person is already locally available, they don't have to wait 2 weeks, etc. But 7 days is a fast number. It's a quick number of days, and John can definitely move because John is mobile. And I told him, you have to make that agreement and you have to make that promise. And of course, the cost of moving, you can bear it yourself because really this is just a simple short-term cost as compared to the long-term probability of being sponsored by this company. And at this point, we are in this situation wherein we wait for the response of the company, and I certainly hope that the company considers John's application. And I will continue to document John's road to success, pretty much what I did with Jackie's road to success. If you have not watched Jackie's road to success, please watch this video. We went through the details of how Jackie started. She was a student in Ontario and she subscribed at questions.online. She found a job, she moved to New Brunswick, and now we are on the road to her PR application. We have identified 3 different PR pathways for her, and we are on that process of doing her PR application. And all of this we are doing at Quest Jobs to help an immigrant just like you, because your story was my story too. I am an immigrant. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly what you feel. I know the mental stress, the physical, the financial and emotional stress of having the need to land a PR job. I absolutely get it. And these are the stories of the different subscribers we have. I will document John's road to success as well. And guys, I will publish more of the updates for Jackie and John as we move along and develop these stories. And so if you are an immigrant looking for a PR job in Canada, connect with us. That's admin@questcanadaca.com or admin@questjobs.online. Let's see how we can help you. Let's see how we can guide you achieve that success. And we will never stop until you achieve that success.